Hi, ladies. Okay, let's talk for a minute about wisdom and knowledge, okay? I get questions about things that I don't necessarily have answers for. And this happens quite a bit here recently where I'll get sent a video and someone will want to know my opinion. And I'll be the first to tell you, baby, I'm not an expert at much of anything, okay? I've lived a long time and I have knowledge of some things, but there's a lot of things that I don't. I talk about dating and black men and watching the game because that's what I'm familiar with. But don't ask me for marriage advice because I am not successfully married, okay? I know people who are, who've done it really well, and when I observe them, I'm like, wow, that's really interesting, but I don't have personal knowledge of it, okay? So I don't give marriage advice. I give dating, if anything, or self-care because I've gone through, what it took to heal myself and to heal my body. So I tend to talk about things that I am familiar with and that I've been successful in. I understand how this works and how that works. And so I kind of narrow the field of things that I am willing to talk about. Okay. Now, let's suppose you have a wonderful grandmother and she is fantastic at so many things, but she doesn't know anything about technology, okay? That's just not her field of interest. That's not something she's ever had an interest in. She's good at homemaking, raising kids, or whatever it is that she's really good at, okay? And you ask her, Grandma, can you tell me how to hook up my Wi-Fi? And she goes to telling you, Wi-Fi is the devil's work, and it's going to fry your brain cells, and they're going to take over your head, and pretty soon you're going to talk and your words going to come out of the TV because you and the TV are now connected through Wi-Fi. Now, Grandma really probably doesn't know how Wi-Fi works, and she has an opinion about, Wi-Fi, and, but she's not the person that you're going to ask advice of. And what I see on this app a lot of times is people have like a field that they're really good at, and maybe they got bored, or maybe they thought they knew more than they knew, and all of a sudden they're commenting on things that they know nothing about. Okay? And I want you to be cautious of that because I keep seeing it and it's like, that don't make no sense. What that person just said don't make no sense. I know that's their opinion, and it's their strong opinion because they're loud and wrong. But when you ask for an opinion, you need to make sure that the person that you are asking is really knowledgeable and has some experience in that field. I try and steer away. Like I don't discuss racism. I just don't. I may see a video and comment on it, but I have yet to do a video on it. I don't watch a lot of shows on television. Occasionally I will comment on them, but if someone asks me my opinion, I don't know. I don't really watch that many shows. So I kind of limit it, but a lot of people do not. And I want you to just be cautious of who you are taking your advice from. Now, what we cannot assume is because you are wise in one area, that you are wise in all areas, because we know that's not true. I can be wise talking about dating, but I will never tell you I am wise in how marriage works. No, I'm just not. I'm not that good at it. I've been married, and things just didn't work out well. I didn't choose well. I've learned to choose better, but I'm not going to give you marriage advice, okay? Relationship advice. I've been in really successful relationships. Yep. Loved them, enjoyed them, wonderful, all right? So I may talk about that, but when you ask me about marriage, my first thing will be like, I don't know. But there are people who will cross from one thing to another and not realize that they are out of their area of expertise. Now, I say all this to say, just be careful who you ask. Don't ask Grandma about Wi-Fi unless you know Grandma know about Wi-Fi, okay? Don't ask me about, politics, because I'll tell you, I don't know. I don't even keep up with hardly who's in my own city and state, okay? I couldn't tell you the name of our mayor because I don't really care. Right now, it's not on my mind. When it's time to vote, I'll gather up my information and sit down and vote. And then if he win, if he win, if he don't, he don't. My day-to-day life doesn't depend on it. All right. So that's pretty much my sermon on that. Just be cautious about who you are asking, and do not assume that wisdom is transferable from one place to the other. Love you, ladies.